What if I told you that a simple broccoli recipe can help stabilize your blood sugar, support your arteries, and strengthen your heart all at the same time? It might sound too good to be true, but stay with me for just a few minutes, especially if you want to avoid the 3 critical mistakes that almost everyone makes when preparing broccoli that completely destroy its healing power. I'm about to share with you something that's easy to make, costs less than $5, takes only 10 minutes to prepare, and includes a secret trick to activate the most powerful compound in broccoli that most people never even know exists. And at the end of this presentation, I'll show you the best next step with 7 vegetables that can lower your blood sugar in just 24 hours. But before we dive into this life-changing recipe, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly maintain healthy blood sugar levels, clear arteries, and strong hearts well into their 80s and 90s, while others struggle with diabetes complications, clogged arteries, and heart problems despite taking multiple medications? The answer might surprise you. It's not just about genetics, and it's certainly not about expensive treatments or complicated medical procedures. Often, it comes down to understanding how to properly prepare and consume the foods that nature has provided us with the most powerful healing compounds. Today, I'm going to share with you a recipe that harnesses the incredible healing power of broccoli, but prepared in a way that maximizes its therapeutic potential specifically for people over 60 who are dealing with blood sugar issues, cardiovascular concerns, and the desire to maintain optimal health as they age. This isn't just another healthy recipe. This is a scientifically backed approach to using food as medicine, based on cutting-edge research about compounds in broccoli that can literally help your body heal itself from the inside out. You see, most people think of broccoli as just another vegetable, something you eat because it's supposed to be good for you, even if it doesn't taste particularly exciting. But what if I told you that broccoli contains one of the most powerful natural compounds ever discovered for fighting diabetes, protecting your cardiovascular system, and supporting healthy aging? This compound is called sulforaphane, and it's so potent that researchers are studying it as a potential treatment for everything from diabetes to cancer to heart disease. But here's the problem. Most people never get the full benefit of this incredible compound because they don't know how to properly prepare broccoli to maximize its formation and bioavailability. The recipe I'm about to share with you isn't just about throwing broccoli into boiling water and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the science behind how sulforaphane is formed, what destroys it, and how to create the perfect conditions for your body to absorb and utilize this healing compound most effectively. But sulforaphane is just one part of the story. Broccoli also contains a unique combination of fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that work together synergistically to support healthy blood sugar levels, improve cholesterol profiles, reduce inflammation in your blood vessels, and protect the delicate lining of your arteries known as the endothelium. For people over 60, this combination of benefits is particularly crucial. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at processing sugar, our arteries can become stiffer and more prone to plaque buildup, and our cardiovascular system faces increased stress from years of use and environmental factors. This is where the power of properly prepared broccoli becomes truly remarkable. When you understand how to unlock its full therapeutic potential, you're not just eating a healthy vegetable, you're consuming what amounts to a natural medicine that can help address multiple age-related health challenges simultaneously. The recipe I'm going to teach you today has been developed based on the latest scientific research about broccoli's bioactive compounds, combined with practical cooking techniques that make it delicious and easy to prepare. It's specifically designed for people over 60 who want to take control of their health using natural approaches that complement their medical care. But before we get to the recipe itself, I need to explain something crucial about broccoli that most people don't understand, and why the way most people prepare it actually destroys most of its healing potential. You see, the most powerful compound in broccoli, sulforaphane, doesn't actually exist in the vegetable in its active form. Instead, broccoli contains a precursor compound called glucoraphanin, which must be converted into sulforaphane through a specific enzymatic process involving an enzyme called myrosinase. This might sound technical, but understanding this process is the key to unlocking broccoli's full healing power. When broccoli cells are damaged, either by chopping, chewing, or crushing, glucoraphanin comes into contact with myrosinase, and this interaction creates sulforaphane. However, this process is extremely sensitive to heat, pH, and timing. Most cooking methods, especially the way most people prepare broccoli, either prevent this conversion from happening or destroy the sulforaphane after it's formed. This is why so many people eat broccoli regularly but don't experience the dramatic health benefits that research suggests they should be getting. They're consuming the raw materials for healing, but they're not accessing the full therapeutic potential because they don't understand how to properly activate and preserve these compounds. The 3 mistakes I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation are so common that almost everyone makes them, and they're so destructive to broccoli's healing compounds that they can reduce its therapeutic value by as much as 90%. Let me walk you through these mistakes so you can avoid them and maximize the healing potential of every serving of broccoli you consume. The first mistake is overcooking broccoli by boiling it for too long. This is probably the most common error, and it's devastating to broccoli's therapeutic compounds. When you boil broccoli for more than a few minutes, the high temperature destroys the myrosinase enzyme that's essential for converting glucoraphanin into sulforaphane. Without myrosinase, you might as well be eating cardboard in terms of therapeutic value. The heat also breaks down many of the other beneficial compounds in broccoli, including its heat-sensitive vitamins and antioxidants. Most people boil broccoli until it's soft and mushy, thinking that this makes it easier to digest, especially for older adults. But this approach sacrifices almost all of broccoli's healing power in exchange for a texture that's actually less nutritious and less flavorful. The second mistake is cutting broccoli and cooking it immediately without allowing time for the enzymatic conversion process to occur. Remember, sulforaphane formation requires glucoraphanin to interact with myrosinase, and this process takes time. When you chop broccoli and immediately expose it to heat, you stop this conversion process before it has a chance to produce meaningful amounts of sulforaphane. It's like trying to bake bread without letting the dough rise. You might end up with something edible, but you're missing the crucial transformation that creates the final product you're actually after. The third mistake is pairing broccoli with high sugar or high glycemic foods and sauces that completely negate its blood sugar benefits. Many people smother their broccoli in sugary sauces, serve it with refined starches, or combine it with foods that cause rapid spikes in blood glucose. This is particularly counterproductive for people over 60 who are trying to manage blood sugar levels or prevent diabetes complications. You could be eating the most perfectly prepared broccoli in the world, but if you're combining it with foods that flood your system with sugar, you're canceling out many of the benefits you're trying to achieve. Now that you understand what not to do, let me teach you the correct way to prepare broccoli to maximize its therapeutic potential. This involves understanding not just how to cook broccoli, but how to create the optimal conditions for sulforaphane formation and preservation. The secret to maximizing sulforaphane formation is what I call the chop and wait technique. After you chop your broccoli into florets and dice the stems, you need to let it sit for 30 to 40 minutes at room temperature before cooking. This waiting period allows the enzymatic conversion process to occur, maximizing the formation of sulforaphane before heat exposure. I know this might seem inconvenient, but this simple step can increase the sulforaphane content of your broccoli by up to 10 times compared to cooking it immediately after chopping. For people dealing with diabetes, cardiovascular issues, or other health challenges, this difference can be literally life-changing. During this waiting period, the damaged broccoli cells are working overtime to convert glucoraphanin into sulforaphane. The more cell damage you create through thorough chopping, and the longer you wait within reason, the more therapeutic compounds you'll have available when you finally consume the broccoli. Next, when it's time to cook the broccoli, you want to use the gentlest method possible that still makes it palatable and digestible. The best approach is light steaming for just 3 to 4 minutes, until the broccoli is tender but still has a slight crunch. Steaming is ideal because it uses moist heat at a relatively low temperature, and it doesn't leach water-soluble nutrients and compounds into cooking water that gets discarded. The brief cooking time preserves most of the sulforaphane while making the broccoli easier to digest and more enjoyable to eat. If you don't have a steamer, you can achieve similar results by using a small amount of water in a covered pan, essentially creating a steam environment. The key is to use as little water as possible and to cook for the shortest time necessary to achieve the desired tenderness. But here's where the real magic happens, and this is the trick that most people never learn. After your broccoli is cooked and while it's still warm, you can actually boost its sulforaphane content even further by adding a source of myrosinase enzyme from another food. The best way to do this is to add a small amount of mustard powder or ground mustard seeds to your cooked broccoli. Mustard contains high levels of myrosinase that remain active even after the broccoli's natural myrosinase has been partially destroyed by cooking. When you add mustard powder to warm broccoli, any remaining glucoraphanin gets converted into additional sulforaphane, giving you even more therapeutic benefit. This technique can increase the final sulforaphane content by another 50 to 100% compared to cooked broccoli alone. For people over 60 who want to maximize the health benefits of every meal, this simple addition can make a tremendous difference in the therapeutic value of your broccoli consumption. Another incredibly powerful way to boost the sulforaphane content of your meal is to add broccoli sprouts as a raw topping after cooking. Broccoli sprouts contain up to 100 times more glucoraphanin than mature broccoli, and since they're consumed raw, all of their myrosinase enzyme remains intact. Just a small handful of broccoli sprouts added to your cooked broccoli can dramatically increase the total sulforaphane content of your meal. Think of it as adding a turbo boost to your therapeutic dose. Broccoli sprouts are becoming more available in health food stores and some grocery stores, and they're also relatively easy to grow at home if you're interested in having a constant supply of this superfood. Now let me share with you the complete recipe that puts all of these principles together into a delicious, therapeutic meal that I call the Cardio-Metabolic Broccoli Bowl. This recipe is specifically designed for people over 60 who want to support healthy blood sugar levels, cardiovascular health, and overall vitality. The base of this recipe is properly prepared broccoli, but we're going to combine it with other foods that enhance its therapeutic effects and create a complete, satisfying meal that addresses multiple aspects of healthy aging. Here's what you'll need for the Cardio-Metabolic Broccoli Bowl. First, you'll want 2 large heads of fresh broccoli, including both the florets and the stems. Don't throw away those stems, they're packed with nutrients and fiber, and they add great texture when properly prepared. You'll also want a handful of broccoli sprouts if you can find them, which will serve as our sulforaphane booster. If you can't find broccoli sprouts, you can substitute with other cruciferous sprouts like radish or cabbage sprouts, though they won't have quite the same potency. For the base of our therapeutic dressing, you'll need high-quality extra virgin olive oil, fresh lemon juice or raw apple cider vinegar, and a teaspoon of mustard powder or freshly ground mustard seeds. These ingredients work together to enhance nutrient absorption, provide additional health benefits, and boost sulforaphane formation. You'll also need fresh garlic, which provides additional cardiovascular benefits and enhances the anti-inflammatory effects of the meal. Raw garlic contains compounds that support healthy blood pressure and cholesterol levels, making it a perfect complement to broccoli's therapeutic properties. For additional anti-inflammatory power, include turmeric powder and a pinch of black pepper. The black pepper enhances the absorption of turmeric's active compound, curcumin, creating a synergistic effect that provides powerful anti-inflammatory benefits throughout your cardiovascular system. To make this a complete meal that provides sustained energy and helps moderate blood sugar responses, you'll need a source of healthy protein. Great options include canned sardines or salmon, grilled chicken breast, firm tofu, or cooked chickpeas or lentils. Choose whatever appeals to you and fits your dietary preferences. You'll also want to include healthy fats and fiber through nuts or seeds. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, or chopped walnuts all work beautifully and provide additional nutrients that support cardiovascular health and blood sugar control. Finally, fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro, or basil add flavor and additional therapeutic compounds, while a minimal amount of sea salt or pink Himalayan salt enhances all the flavors without overwhelming the dish. Now let's walk through the preparation process step by step, paying careful attention to the timing and techniques that maximize the therapeutic value of every ingredient. Start by washing your broccoli thoroughly under cold running water. Cut the florets into uniform, bite-sized pieces, and don't forget to peel and dice the stems into small cubes. The stems are incredibly nutritious and add a pleasant crunch to the final dish. This is where the magic begins. After chopping all your broccoli, spread it out on a cutting board or large plate and let it sit at room temperature for 30 to 40 minutes. This is your sulforaphane formation period, and it's absolutely crucial for maximizing the therapeutic potential of your meal. While your broccoli is undergoing its enzymatic transformation, you can prepare the other components of your meal. If you're using a protein that needs cooking, like chicken breast, this is a good time to prepare it using gentle methods that preserve its nutritional value. For the therapeutic dressing, combine 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil with the juice of 1 fresh lemon or 2 tablespoons of raw apple cider vinegar. Add 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, 2 cloves of finely minced raw garlic, half a teaspoon of turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. Whisk this mixture thoroughly and let it sit while you finish preparing the broccoli. This allows the flavors to meld and gives the garlic time to release its beneficial compounds. After your broccoli has completed its waiting period, it's time for the brief cooking process. Set up your steamer or prepare a pan with about ½ an inch of water and a tight-fitting lid. Steam the broccoli for exactly 3 to 4 minutes, until it's bright green and tender crisp. You want it to be easily pierced with a fork but still have some firmness. Remember, we're cooking it just enough to make it digestible and palatable while preserving as many therapeutic compounds as possible. Once your broccoli is cooked, immediately remove it from the heat and transfer it to a large serving bowl. While it's still warm, drizzle the therapeutic dressing over it and toss gently to coat all the pieces. The warmth of the broccoli will help activate the mustard powder in the dressing, creating additional sulforaphane and enhancing the overall therapeutic value of the dish. Now add your chosen protein source, whether that's flaked sardines, shredded chicken, cubed tofu, or cooked legumes. The protein helps slow the absorption of any natural sugars and provides sustained energy that helps prevent blood sugar fluctuations. Sprinkle your chosen nuts or seeds over the mixture, add the fresh herbs, and finish with a light dusting of sea salt to taste. The final touch, and perhaps the most important for maximizing sulforaphane content, is to top the entire bowl with fresh broccoli sprouts. These provide an incredible concentration of the precursor compounds that convert to sulforaphane in your digestive system. What you've created is more than just a delicious meal. You've crafted a therapeutic dish that addresses multiple aspects of healthy aging simultaneously. The properly prepared broccoli provides maximum sulforaphane content for blood sugar support, cardiovascular protection, and anti-inflammatory benefits. The fiber from the broccoli and any legumes you've included helps moderate glucose absorption and supports healthy cholesterol levels. The healthy fats from olive oil, nuts, and seeds provide satiety, support nutrient absorption, and help maintain stable blood sugar levels between meals. The protein ensures sustained energy and helps prevent the blood sugar spikes and crashes that can be particularly problematic for people over 60. The acetic acid from apple cider vinegar or the citric acid from lemon juice helps improve insulin sensitivity and reduces post-meal blood glucose responses. The raw garlic provides cardiovascular support and additional anti-inflammatory benefits. The turmeric and black pepper combination offers powerful anti-inflammatory effects that support healthy blood vessel function and may help reduce the risk of cardiovascular complications. But perhaps most importantly, this meal is designed to be sustainable and enjoyable. It's not about forcing yourself to eat something unpalatable because it's supposed to be good for you. This is about creating a delicious meal that you'll actually look forward to eating, while knowing that every bite is supporting your long-term health. Now, I know that eating the same recipe repeatedly can get boring, so let me share several variations that maintain the therapeutic principles while keeping your meals interesting and varied. One delicious variation is a warm, creamy broccoli soup that's perfect for cooler weather or when you want something more comforting. The key is to maintain the same preparation principles while adapting the format. For the soup version, follow the same chopping and weighting procedure with your broccoli. Then, instead of steaming, you'll gently sauté some onions and garlic in olive oil. Add your prepared broccoli along with some cauliflower and leeks for additional flavor and nutrients. Add just enough low-sodium vegetable or bone broth to cover the vegetables, and simmer very gently for just 5 to 8 minutes, until everything is tender. Blend part of the soup to create a creamy texture while leaving some chunks for texture. Finish the soup with the same therapeutic additions: mustard powder stirred in while it's still warm, a drizzle of olive oil, fresh herbs, and a handful of broccoli sprouts on top of each serving. Another excellent variation is a quick stir-fry that maximizes flavor while maintaining therapeutic value. Again, start with the chopping and waiting period for your broccoli. Heat a small amount of coconut oil or olive oil in a large pan or wok over medium-high heat. Add mushrooms and let them cook until they release their moisture and begin to brown. Add your prepared broccoli and stir-fry quickly for just 2 to 3 minutes, until it's bright green and tender crisp. Remove from heat and immediately add cubed tofu or pre-cooked protein, your therapeutic dressing, and fresh herbs. The residual heat will warm everything through without overcooking the broccoli. Serve immediately topped with broccoli sprouts and your choice of nuts or seeds. For those who enjoy raw preparations, you can create a powerful broccoli pesto that preserves all the therapeutic compounds in their most potent form. This involves using raw, chopped broccoli that has undergone the waiting period, combined with olive oil, garlic, nuts, lemon juice, and herbs. Process everything in a food processor until you achieve a chunky paste consistency. This pesto can be used as a sauce for other vegetables, as a spread for whole grain crackers, or mixed into salads for an incredible therapeutic boost. You can also incorporate prepared broccoli into omelets or frittatas for a protein-rich breakfast or light dinner. Simply add finely chopped, prepared broccoli to your egg mixture along with herbs and a small amount of cheese if desired. Cook the omelet gently over low heat to avoid destroying the therapeutic compounds, and finish with fresh broccoli sprouts and a drizzle of your therapeutic dressing. For a refreshing warm weather option, try a tepid broccoli salad that combines the cooked broccoli with canned sardines or salmon, olives, cherry tomatoes, and apple cider vinegar dressing. This provides omega-3 fatty acids for additional cardiovascular support while maintaining all of broccoli's therapeutic benefits. The key to all these variations is maintaining the core principles: proper preparation timing, gentle cooking methods, therapeutic additions like mustard powder, and finishing with raw broccoli sprouts when possible. Now, I want to address some specific considerations for people over 60 who want to incorporate this therapeutic approach into their daily routine. As we age, our digestive systems can become more sensitive, and some people may experience gas or digestive discomfort when suddenly increasing their intake of cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. If this is a concern for you, start with smaller portions and gradually increase the amount as your digestive system adapts. You can also add digestive aids like ground cumin, fennel seeds, or ginger to your preparations to help prevent gas and support comfortable digestion. These spices have their own therapeutic benefits and complement broccoli's effects beautifully. For people with difficulty chewing or swallowing, you can extend the cooking time slightly to achieve a softer texture, though this will reduce some of the therapeutic compounds. The soup variation is often ideal for those who need softer foods, as it maintains much of the nutritional value while being easier to consume. If you're watching your sodium intake due to blood pressure concerns, focus on the other flavor enhancers in these recipes like garlic, herbs, lemon juice, and vinegar rather than adding salt. These ingredients provide plenty of flavor while supporting your cardiovascular health. For those on a budget, frozen broccoli can be a cost-effective alternative to fresh, though it requires slightly different preparation. Frozen broccoli has already been blanched, so you'll need to thaw it completely and then follow a shortened cooking time to avoid overcooking. You can also save money by using the entire broccoli plant, including stems and leaves if you can find them. Broccoli stems are incredibly nutritious and can be grated raw into salads or cooked along with the florets. Growing your own broccoli sprouts at home is another economical way to ensure a constant supply of this therapeutic superfood. Sprouting supplies are inexpensive and the process is simple, requiring only a few days and minimal equipment. Now, let's talk about some important safety considerations and precautions, especially for people over 60 who may be taking medications or dealing with specific health conditions. If you're taking blood-thinning medications like warfarin, you need to be aware that broccoli is high in vitamin K, which can affect how these medications work. This doesn't mean you can't eat broccoli, but it does mean you should maintain consistency in your vitamin K intake and inform your doctor about any significant changes in your diet. The key is regularity rather than avoidance. If you decide to make broccoli a regular part of your routine, stick to similar amounts on a consistent basis so your doctor can adjust your medication accordingly if needed. For people taking diabetes medications or insulin, the blood sugar-lowering effects of properly prepared broccoli could potentially enhance the effects of your medications, which might increase the risk of hypoglycemia or low blood sugar episodes. This is generally a positive development, as it suggests your natural blood sugar control is improving, but it's important to monitor your blood glucose levels carefully and work with your healthcare provider to adjust medications if necessary. People with kidney disease should be cautious about the potassium content in broccoli, especially if they're on a potassium-restricted diet. While the potassium in broccoli is generally beneficial for most people, those with compromised kidney function may need to limit their intake. For individuals with thyroid conditions, particularly hypothyroidism, there's sometimes concern about goitrogenic compounds in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli. However, this is primarily a concern with very large amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables. The light cooking methods we're using significantly reduce any goitrogenic effects while preserving the beneficial compounds. If you have known allergies or intolerances to any of the ingredients in these recipes, obviously adjust accordingly. The beauty of this approach is its flexibility. You can modify the protein sources, nuts, seeds, and other components to suit your individual needs while maintaining the core therapeutic principles around broccoli preparation. Now let me share a practical 7-day plan for incorporating this therapeutic broccoli approach into your daily routine in a way that's sustainable and enjoyable. For the first 2 days, try the basic cardio-metabolic broccoli bowl for lunch. This gives you a chance to get familiar with the preparation timing and techniques while experiencing how the meal affects your energy levels and blood sugar. On days 3 and 4, experiment with the soup variation for dinner. This helps you understand how the same therapeutic principles can be applied to different meal formats and provides variety to prevent boredom. Days 5 through 7, try different variations like the stir-fry, pesto, or omelet preparations. By the end of the week, you'll have a good understanding of how these preparations fit into your lifestyle and which versions you prefer. Throughout this week, I encourage you to monitor your blood glucose levels if you have a glucometer, measuring before meals and 90 to 120 minutes afterward. This will give you personal data about how these therapeutic meals affect your individual blood sugar response. Many people are amazed to discover that their post-meal blood sugar spikes are significantly reduced when they incorporate properly prepared broccoli into their meals, even when eating other foods that would normally cause higher glucose responses. You might also notice improvements in how you feel after meals. Many people report less fatigue, fewer cravings for sweets, and more sustained energy when they eat meals built around therapeutic broccoli preparations. Over the course of several weeks, you might notice improvements in other health markers as well. Some people see improvements in their blood pressure readings, cholesterol levels, and measurements of inflammation when they make these therapeutic meals a regular part of their routine. However, it's important to remember that these improvements typically occur gradually over time, not overnight. The most dramatic changes usually become apparent after several weeks to a few months of consistent consumption. This is where patience and consistency become crucial. Unlike medications that often provide rapid but temporary symptom relief, the therapeutic approach we're discussing creates gradual but lasting improvements in your body's natural healing and regulatory processes. Let me address some common myths and misconceptions about broccoli that might prevent people from getting the full benefit of this therapeutic approach. One persistent myth is that broccoli needs to be cooked until it's very soft to be digestible, especially for older adults. While it's true that some cooking makes broccoli easier to digest and helps break down tough fibers, overcooking destroys most of the therapeutic compounds we're trying to access. The brief steaming method I've described provides the perfect balance between digestibility and therapeutic value. The broccoli becomes tender enough to chew and digest easily while retaining maximum nutritional and therapeutic potential. Another common misconception is that store-bought broccoli sauces and preparations are healthy choices. Unfortunately, many commercial broccoli products, including frozen meals, canned soups, and restaurant preparations contain added sugars, unhealthy fats, and high sodium levels that can negate many of broccoli's health benefits. Even products marketed as healthy options often contain hidden sugars that can cause blood glucose spikes, defeating the purpose of eating broccoli for blood sugar control in the first place. A third myth is that eating healthy foods like broccoli is necessarily expensive. While organic, fresh broccoli can be more costly than processed foods, when you consider the nutritional density and therapeutic value, properly prepared broccoli provides incredible value for your health investment. Furthermore, using frozen broccoli, shopping seasonally, utilizing the entire plant including stems, and growing your own sprouts can make this approach very economical. The cost of preventing or managing diabetes complications, cardiovascular disease, and other age-related health issues far exceeds the small investment in high-quality food ingredients. To illustrate the real-world impact of this therapeutic approach, let me share a success story that demonstrates how powerful properly prepared broccoli can be when incorporated into a comprehensive health strategy. Maria was a 67-year-old retired teacher who had been struggling with type 2 diabetes for 8 years. Despite following her doctor's dietary recommendations and taking metformin, her hemoglobin A1C levels remained stubbornly high at 8.1, and she frequently experienced energy crashes and sugar cravings after meals. Maria had heard about the potential benefits of broccoli for blood sugar control, but like most people, she had been simply steaming it until soft and eating it plain, finding it boring and not particularly helpful for her health goals. When Maria learned about the proper preparation techniques for maximizing sulforaphane formation, she decided to try the cardio-metabolic broccoli bowl approach 4 times per week, alternating between the basic recipe and the soup variation. She was meticulous about following the chopping and weighting procedure, gentle cooking methods, and adding mustard powder and broccoli sprouts to maximize therapeutic value. She also incorporated a daily 20-minute walk after her broccoli meals, as physical activity enhances the blood sugar benefits of therapeutic foods. Within 6 weeks, Maria noticed that she no longer experienced the afternoon energy crashes that had been plaguing her for years. Her post-meal blood glucose readings were consistently lower than they had been previously, and she found herself naturally losing interest in the sweet snacks that had previously been so tempting. After 3 months of consistent use, Maria's hemoglobin A1C had dropped to 7.2, the best reading she had achieved since her diabetes diagnosis. Her doctor was impressed enough with her progress to suggest that they might be able to reduce her metformin dosage if the improvements continued. But perhaps most importantly from Maria's perspective, she felt better than she had in years. Her energy levels were more stable throughout the day, she was sleeping better, and she had lost 12 pounds without trying to diet, simply as a natural result of better blood sugar control and reduced cravings. Maria's story illustrates several important points about using therapeutic foods like properly prepared broccoli as part of a health strategy. First, the benefits tend to build over time, with the most significant improvements often appearing after several months of consistent use. Second, the approach works best when it's part of a comprehensive lifestyle that includes other healthy behaviors like regular physical activity. Maria's daily walks after her broccoli meals likely enhanced the therapeutic effects through improved glucose metabolism and circulation. Third, the psychological benefits of taking control of your health through natural approaches can be just as important as the physical improvements. Maria reported feeling empowered and optimistic about her health in a way she hadn't experienced since her diabetes diagnosis. It's important to note that Maria continued working closely with her healthcare provider throughout this process, monitoring her blood glucose regularly and keeping her doctor informed about her dietary changes. This collaborative approach between natural healing methods and medical care represents the ideal way to optimize health outcomes. Now let's discuss how to track and measure your progress when incorporating therapeutic broccoli into your routine. Having objective ways to assess improvement helps maintain motivation and provides valuable feedback about what's working for your individual situation. The most immediate and accessible measurement for people concerned about blood sugar is monitoring glucose responses to meals. If you have a glucometer, check your blood sugar before eating and then again 90 to 120 minutes after finishing your meal. With therapeutic broccoli meals, many people notice that their post-meal blood sugar peaks are lower and return to baseline more quickly compared to similar meals without properly prepared broccoli. This is direct evidence that the therapeutic compounds are working to improve glucose metabolism. Keep a simple log of these readings over several weeks. You'll likely see patterns emerge that demonstrate the beneficial effects of your new approach. Beyond blood glucose monitoring, pay attention to subjective indicators of improved metabolic health. Many people notice increased satiety and satisfaction after meals that include therapeutic broccoli, along with reduced cravings for sugary or processed foods between meals. Energy levels throughout the day often become more stable, with fewer afternoon crashes and more sustained mental clarity. Sleep quality sometimes improves as blood sugar levels become more stable throughout the night. Over longer periods, you might see improvements in other measurable health markers during routine medical checkups. These could include blood pressure readings, cholesterol levels, inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, and measures of kidney function. Weight loss, particularly around the midsection, is another common benefit that many people experience, though this typically occurs gradually over several months rather than weeks. It's helpful to take baseline measurements when you start this approach, including weight, waist circumference, blood pressure if you have a home monitor, and any recent laboratory results from your doctor. This gives you concrete data to track improvements over time. Remember that everyone's response to therapeutic foods is individual, and the timeline for seeing benefits can vary significantly from person to person. Some people notice improvements within days, while others might not see significant changes for several weeks. The key is consistency and patience. The compounds in therapeutic broccoli work by supporting your body's natural healing and regulatory processes, which by definition take time to show measurable results. As we near the end of our comprehensive exploration of therapeutic broccoli, I want to recap the 3 essential points that will determine your success with this approach. First, remember the crucial timing and preparation techniques. Chop your broccoli and wait 30 to 40 minutes before cooking, steam lightly for just 3 to 4 minutes, and add mustard powder while warm to boost sulforaphane formation. Second, combine your therapeutic broccoli with complementary foods that enhance its benefits. Healthy proteins, good fats, vinegar or lemon juice, and anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and garlic. Third, consistency is more important than perfection. It's better to incorporate therapeutic broccoli into your routine 3 or 4 times per week on a regular basis than to prepare it perfectly once and then forget about it for weeks. These principles work together to create a synergistic effect that's more powerful than any single component alone. The properly prepared broccoli provides maximum sulforaphane and other therapeutic compounds. The complementary foods enhance absorption and provide additional benefits, and the consistent routine allows your body's healing processes to build momentum over time. Before we conclude, I want to provide a clear and responsible perspective on what therapeutic broccoli can and cannot do for your health. This approach is not a cure for diabetes, nor will it magically clear blocked arteries or completely eliminate heart disease risk. What it does provide is powerful, scientifically backed support for your body's natural ability to regulate blood sugar, maintain healthy cholesterol levels, and protect your cardiovascular system from age-related damage. Therapeutic broccoli works best as part of a comprehensive approach to healthy aging that includes appropriate medical care, regular physical activity suited to your abilities, adequate sleep, stress management, and other nutritious foods. Think of it as a powerful tool in your health toolkit rather than a magic solution. When used properly and consistently, it can provide meaningful support for three of the most important health challenges we face as we age: maintaining stable blood sugar levels, supporting cardiovascular health, and reducing inflammation throughout the body. The scientific evidence supporting broccoli's therapeutic effects is robust and continues to grow. Researchers around the world are studying sulforaphane and other compounds in cruciferous vegetables for their potential in preventing and managing age-related diseases. What makes this particularly exciting is that we don't have to wait for future medical breakthroughs to benefit from this knowledge. The information and techniques I've shared with you today are based on current scientific understanding and can be implemented immediately in your own kitchen. However, it's crucial that you work with your healthcare provider to ensure that any dietary changes you make are appropriate for your specific health situation. This is especially important if you're taking medications for diabetes, blood pressure, or blood clotting, as the therapeutic effects of properly prepared broccoli could potentially interact with these treatments. Your doctor should be your partner in this journey toward better health, not an obstacle to overcome. Most healthcare providers are supportive of patients who want to improve their health through dietary approaches, especially when those approaches are based on solid scientific evidence. In fact, many doctors are excited to work with patients who are proactively supporting their health through nutrition, as it often leads to better outcomes and may allow for reduced medication dosages over time. The goal is not to replace medical care with dietary approaches, but to create a synergistic relationship where proper nutrition supports and enhances the effectiveness of any medical treatments you may need. Let me share some final practical tips for making this therapeutic broccoli approach a sustainable part of your long-term health strategy. Meal planning and preparation can make a huge difference in your success with this approach. Consider dedicating 1 day per week to preparing several servings of the base therapeutic broccoli recipe that you can use throughout the week in different ways. You can chop and pre-treat several heads of broccoli at once, steam them using the proper techniques, and store them in the refrigerator for up to 4 days. This makes it easy to incorporate therapeutic broccoli into quick meals throughout the week without having to go through the entire preparation process each time. Prepare your therapeutic dressing in larger batches and store it in the refrigerator. The flavors actually improve over time, and having it ready makes it much more likely that you'll consistently use it. Keep a supply of mustard powder, broccoli sprouts if available, and your preferred nuts and seeds easily accessible. These finishing touches are what transform ordinary cooked broccoli into a therapeutic powerhouse, so having them readily available removes barriers to consistent use. Consider growing your own broccoli sprouts if you can't find them reliably in stores. The equipment needed is minimal and inexpensive, and having a constant supply ensures that you can always add this sulforaphane boost to your meals. If you're cooking for a partner or family members who might not initially be enthusiastic about this approach, start by incorporating therapeutic broccoli into dishes they already enjoy. The pesto version works well mixed into pasta dishes, and the soup variation is often more acceptable to people who are resistant to eating plain vegetables. Don't be discouraged if family members aren't immediately supportive of your dietary changes. Focus on the improvements in how you feel and the positive changes in your health markers. Often, when people see the real benefits you're experiencing, they become more interested in trying the approach themselves. Keep a simple journal of your experience with therapeutic broccoli. Note how you feel after meals, any changes in energy levels, sleep quality, or other health indicators. This personal record can be incredibly motivating and helps you identify patterns that work best for your individual situation. If you travel frequently or have an irregular schedule, develop portable versions of these therapeutic meals that you can prepare ahead of time. The broccoli pesto travels well and can be used as a dip for vegetables or spread for whole grain crackers when you're away from home. Remember that perfection is not the goal, consistency is. There will be days when you don't have time for the full preparation process or when you forget to start the chopping and waiting period early enough. Don't let these occasional lapses derail your overall commitment to the approach. On busy days, even quickly steamed broccoli with a sprinkle of mustard powder and a drizzle of olive oil provides some therapeutic benefit, though not as much as the full preparation process. Something is always better than nothing when it comes to supporting your health. As you continue with this approach over weeks and months, you'll likely find that your taste preferences begin to shift. Many people discover that they actually crave the fresh, clean flavors of therapeutic vegetables and become less interested in heavily processed or sugary foods. This is a natural result of stabilizing blood sugar levels and reducing the inflammatory processes that can drive unhealthy food cravings. It's one of the most rewarding aspects of using food as medicine. Your body begins to naturally desire the foods that make it feel best. You might also find that your cooking skills and confidence in the kitchen improve as you become more familiar with these preparation techniques. Many people discover a new enjoyment of cooking when they understand how their food choices directly impact their health and well-being. This knowledge can extend beyond broccoli to other therapeutic foods and cooking methods, creating a foundation for long-term healthy eating that goes far beyond any single recipe or ingredient. Consider sharing your experience and knowledge with friends, family members, or others in your community who might benefit from this information. Teaching others about therapeutic food preparation not only helps spread valuable health information but also reinforces your own commitment to these practices. Many people find that having a support network of others who are interested in natural health approaches makes it easier to maintain healthy habits over time. This could be as simple as sharing recipes with friends or as formal as joining or creating a group focused on healthy aging through nutrition. As we conclude this comprehensive guide to therapeutic broccoli, I want to leave you with a sense of empowerment and optimism about your health journey. The information I've shared with you today represents thousands of hours of scientific research condensed into practical, actionable techniques that you can implement immediately. You now have knowledge that can literally change the trajectory of your health as you age. You understand how to unlock one of nature's most powerful therapeutic compounds through proper preparation techniques that most people never learn. You know how to combine broccoli with other foods to create synergistic effects that amplify its benefits. You have multiple recipe variations to keep your meals interesting and sustainable over the long term. Most importantly, you have a framework for thinking about food as medicine rather than just fuel or entertainment. This perspective can transform not just your relationship with broccoli, but your entire approach to nutrition and health. The compound sulforaphane that we've focused on today is just one example of the incredibly powerful therapeutic compounds found in common foods when we understand how to properly prepare and consume them. Nature has provided us with a pharmacy of healing compounds disguised as everyday foods, waiting for us to unlock their potential. Your decision to learn about and implement these therapeutic approaches puts you in control of one of the most important factors affecting your health as you age. While we cannot control our genetics or completely prevent the effects of aging, we can provide our bodies with the tools they need to age as healthily as possible. The three key areas we've addressed today, blood sugar control, cardiovascular health, and anti-inflammatory support, represent the foundation of healthy aging. When these systems function optimally, they support every other aspect of your health and well-being. Better blood sugar control means more stable energy, improved mood, better sleep, reduced cravings, and significantly lower risk of diabetes complications that can dramatically impact quality of life. Enhanced cardiovascular health means better circulation, lower blood pressure, reduced risk of heart attack and stroke, improved cognitive function, and the physical stamina to remain active and independent as you age. Reduced inflammation throughout your body means less pain, better immune function, improved healing and protection against many age-related diseases including arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. The therapeutic broccoli approach addresses all three of these areas simultaneously, making it one of the most comprehensive natural health strategies available. But remember, this is just the beginning of your journey into therapeutic nutrition. The principles you've learned today about maximizing the bioavailability of healing compounds, combining complementary foods for synergistic effects, and using proper preparation techniques can be applied to many other foods and health goals. If you found this information valuable and you're ready to expand your knowledge of therapeutic foods, I encourage you to continue your education with my next presentation, Top 7 Vegetables That Lower Blood Sugar in 24 Hours for Over 50. In that comprehensive guide, I'll share the science and practical techniques for using 7 common vegetables that work through different biological pathways to support healthy blood sugar levels. You'll learn about foods that work even faster than broccoli for immediate blood sugar support, vegetables that help repair insulin sensitivity, and combinations that create powerful therapeutic effects. Each of these 7 vegetables has unique properties and preparation requirements, and together they provide a comprehensive toolkit for natural blood sugar management that complements and enhances the broccoli approach we've discussed today. Some of these vegetables may surprise you, foods you've probably eaten many times without realizing their therapeutic potential. Others might be vegetables you've avoided in the past because you didn't know how to prepare them properly to maximize both their flavor and their health benefits. What makes this next presentation particularly valuable is that it provides multiple options for people with different taste preferences, dietary restrictions, and health goals. While some people thrive with the broccoli approach, others might find that different vegetables work better for their individual situation. Having a variety of therapeutic food options also prevents boredom and makes it easier to maintain healthy eating habits over the long term. Variety in your therapeutic foods also ensures that you're getting a wide range of beneficial compounds that work through different biological pathways. The 7 vegetables I'll be discussing work through mechanisms including improved insulin sensitivity, enhanced glucose uptake by cells, slowed glucose absorption in the intestines, increased insulin production, reduced liver glucose output, improved gut health that supports blood sugar control, and enhanced cellular energy metabolism. Understanding these different mechanisms allows you to strategically combine vegetables for maximum therapeutic effect, essentially creating your own personalized natural pharmacy for blood sugar support. Understanding these different mechanisms allows you to strategically combine vegetables for maximum therapeutic effect, essentially creating your own personalized natural pharmacy for blood sugar support. This knowledge becomes particularly valuable as you age and your blood sugar control systems may become less efficient. Rather than being at the mercy of declining metabolic function, you'll have specific, proven tools to support and enhance your body's natural regulatory processes. I also want to express my gratitude to you for taking the time to learn about therapeutic approaches to health and aging. Your commitment to understanding how to use food as medicine puts you ahead of the vast majority of people who simply accept declining health as an inevitable part of aging. While aging is inevitable, the rate at which we age and the quality of our health as we age are much more under our control than most people realize. The choices we make about nutrition, physical activity, stress management, and other lifestyle factors have profound effects on how we age. The therapeutic broccoli approach represents just one tool in your arsenal for healthy aging, but it's a powerful one that can serve as a foundation for other healthy choices. Many people find that when they start experiencing the energy, mental clarity, and overall well-being that comes from stabilized blood sugar and reduced inflammation, they're naturally motivated to make other positive changes in their lives. This creates a positive cycle where healthy choices build on each other, leading to improvements that extend far beyond what any single intervention could achieve alone. Your health journey is unique to you, and what works best for your individual situation may be different from what works for others. The key is to remain curious, stay consistent with the approaches that serve you well, and continue learning about new ways to support your health naturally. Remember that small, consistent changes often produce more dramatic long-term results than dramatic changes that are difficult to maintain. The therapeutic broccoli approach exemplifies this principle. It's a simple change that can be easily incorporated into your routine, but its effects build over time to create significant improvements in multiple aspects of your health. As you implement this approach, be patient with yourself and celebrate the small improvements along the way. Better health is rarely achieved overnight, but every healthy meal, every therapeutic preparation, every conscious choice to nourish your body properly is an investment in your future well-being. I'm excited for you to experience the benefits of properly prepared therapeutic broccoli, and I look forward to sharing even more powerful natural health strategies with you in our next presentation. Your health is your most valuable asset, and your commitment to learning how to protect and enhance it through natural approaches will serve you well for many years to come. Here's to your health, your vitality, and your journey toward aging with strength, energy, and joy. May the simple power of properly prepared broccoli become a cornerstone of your healthy aging strategy, and may you continue to discover the incredible healing potential that nature provides in the most unexpected places. Click now to continue your journey with Top 7 Vegetables That Lower Blood Sugar in 24 Hours for over 50. And take the next step in building your personalized natural pharmacy for healthy aging. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next presentation where we'll explore even more powerful tools for taking control of your health through the wisdom of therapeutic nutrition.